Hey, Algebra 2, week 5. Wow, which includes May. We are on the final countdown. Thank you so much for getting your work done every week. I know last week was kind of tough, that second one. If you haven't done that yet, be sure that you go back. It only takes like 3 questions to get to a 70, okay? Watch the video or just pull up the PDF of the notes. I'm going to have step-by-step the buttons that you should be pressing into your calculator, okay? So last week was kind of tough. This week is going to make up for it. There are 3 IXLs. You will not use a calculator for any of them. It's more common sense, okay? Which I hope you haven't lost in your 6 weeks away from school. 7 weeks now, right? Wow. So, we're still in statistics. We'll be doing that for the next few weeks, maybe until the end. I can't really remember. But it's a good way to wrap up Algebra 2. So, this week is about outliers, and that should be a word that you've seen before. You might not remember, but an outlier is just kind of like an outcast, right? It's one that doesn't belong. It doesn't fit in with the rest of the numbers. And so in the 3 IXLs, 1 and 2 are very similar. They're giving you a list of numbers, and you're picking out the outlier. So in the first IXL, EE3, that's all you have to do. You have to look at it and say, which one doesn't belong, okay? Which one really doesn't fit in with the rest of them? And then in the second one, you're still picking that one that doesn't fit in, and it's going to say, what effect will removing the outlier have on the mean, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of these. Just know that in the first IXL, you're only picking the outlier, and then in the second one, you're picking it and answering another question. And then the third IXL has to do with graphs, a scatter plot. So I have the lesson pulled up on my phone, and I'll go through a couple of those with you. I didn't think drawing those out on paper would do any of us much good, okay? So this is a quick lesson. We should be out of here in less than 10 minutes. The IXLs will be quick, okay? Get them done. We're so close to the end. So here we go. In this first group, I'm just looking, and it's pretty obvious, right? We know it's going to start out easy. For 1, they put the numbers in order. So as we're going, blah, 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 that one's huge. So that's the outlier, okay? So if the outlier is bigger than the rest of the numbers, if you remove it, the mean will decrease. So I'm going to say that. Mean will decrease. Because that big number is causing it to be bigger, obviously. So if we take it out, it's going to bring everything back down. All right. I did 6 of these just so I could use my pretty colors, but it really never changes, okay? So in the orange one, the numbers aren't in order anymore. We have to look a little bit better. Well, it's pretty obvious. These are all 2-digit numbers, and then we have that lonely 9, okay? So that 9 is bringing everybody else down. If we got rid of it, the mean will increase. Remember that mean is just a math word for average, okay? So it's affecting the average of the numbers. In the yellow one, they're all 3-digit numbers, except that guy right there, he's hiding, okay? Again, since he's bigger than all of them, the mean will decrease. And so this is like, statistics has a really important part. Like, it's probably one of the math things that we do use in real life, and maybe we don't use, but a lot of other people do. So if you're collecting data on something, this could be weights of something, okay? So you're taking weights of all these different things, and then all of a sudden you have this one. Well, for some reason it doesn't fit, and so you would go back and say, well, why did this one weigh so much? Maybe we made a mistake, okay? Or somebody packed it wrong or whatever, okay? So it's important to be able to identify it and figure out why. This has a really applicable stuff. All right, 3 more. In the green one, they all look to be in the 400s, except that little 63 right there. So since it's lower, it's bringing everybody down, and if we got rid of it, the mean will increase. Hope you're all having a good week. Thank you for watching this video and getting your work done. Let's see. In the blue, they're all 2-digit numbers. Okay. 90, 40, 20, 20, 40, 50. They're not in order, so that's not easy. This 20 is kind of low, and the 90 is high. Well, 20 is closer to 40. Oh, look, there's another 20. So it could have 2. We're not going to have 2 this week. So in this one, the 96 is going to be the outlier. Okay. And since it's bigger, if we got rid of it, the mean would decrease. I'm not going to write it all this time. And then in the purples, everything is less than 100. We have 50s, 80s, it's going up, but then that 7 is bringing everything down. So if we got rid of it, the mean would increase. Okay, so that really knocks out the first 2. I'm going to go ahead and show it. It's EE 3 through 5. So 3 and 4 have to do with these notes. Y'all, it's not going to take that long at all. I'm going to use my phone. We're having internet issues. So hopefully Miss Forbes doesn't text, but if she does, just ignore it. Maybe I can hide it. Okay, so on EE5, it's going to give you 2 graphs. It might give you more as you get closer to 70. These are scatter plots, okay? You can see it pretty good. And they go ahead and give you 1 dot that's highlighted, okay? So these are basically the same, I think, except here is the highlighted dot and here is the highlighted dot. And so it's saying which one has the outlier highlighted. Well, this is almost more obvious than the list of numbers. This one is clearly the outlier because it's not with the rest of the dots, okay? So that's all you're doing is picking which one. We'll do a couple. Look, I went up to 12 after doing 1. So which one has the outlier highlighted? Again, this one goes in line with the dots. This one has it highlighted way down here. So that one must be the outlier. Okay? So I've done 2 questions. I'm out of 23. This is not going to take you long at all. Again, they help you out and highlight it. Which one has a highlighted dot that's not with the rest, okay? So that's not hard at all. Even if the dots start getting closer together, that one is definitely in line with the rest, and this one is out a little bit. So, we're at 7 minutes. Told you this wouldn't take long. You might get your work done quicker than that. You don't need a calculator this week, but if you didn't do last week's, go back and do it because it's really important, okay? It's finally May and it's hot. Wish we were playing baseball. Oh well, next year, right? Talk to you next week.